Fine, that's good. So let me share the screen. Okay, help me once the screen is visible to you. I hope the screen is visible, right?
Yeah, now I can see.
Okay. So I hope the whiteboard is also visible to you right now. I hope the whiteboard is also.
Yes, I see that. Uh-huh.
Okay, that is good. Okay, let us go ahead now. As we were discussing, first and foremost, let us go ahead and have an understanding about a concept called as a software. So, what do you mean by software? How we are going to use the concept called as the software here? See, a software. We all know that a software is a collection of programs, or we can just say that it is a combination of programs as well. Now, for an example, I might be having a particular piece of software like this. This might be a software for me. From the outer end, I would be able to see the software in a very simple way. But if I need to understand, if I need to go ahead with the depth, if I need to go ahead and from scratch one by one, how I'll be able to understand the concept called as in software, how I would be able to go ahead with the concept about the software here. See, the software is going to help us to define in a very simple approach. It's a very simple approach what we're trying to learn with this. So if I go ahead with the word called as in software, it is, so remember that it is basically the collection of programs what we are going to go ahead with that. Software is a collection of programs what we are trying to go ahead with this. Now, how I'll be able to go ahead, how I'll be able to handle them. So let me put a definitions towards them so it would be easy for you. First and foremost, a software is a collection of programs. So we call it as the collection of programs here. Now, what do you mean by a programs here? How am I trying to understand the word called as in programs? Program is a collection of instructions. Okay, that is what we are trying to give to the computer. Programs is a collection of instructions what we are trying to give to any piece of software or anything. So the thing is that whenever we start with that particular or whenever we're trying to understand the word called as in program or anything, so it is a set of instructions what I'm giving. Now, always remember that you want to handle the softwares, you want to handle the things in such a way that, okay, in such a way that I like a baby of it. Okay, babies, the small, the born, this like a newborn baby or the small kids, what are they? For them, what we are going to do? We're going to say that, okay, this is the instruction I'm giving to you. Oh, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do this. We are giving a step-by-step instruction to them. So remember that a software is a collection of programs, where a programs is a collection of instructions what we're going ahead with this. Now, if I'm coming up to the things here, so whenever I'm going ahead, I should know that the programs are in the sense where the whatever the instructions you're giving, at the end of the day, they are going to be in only zeros and ones. Apart from zeros and ones, nothing is there. The computer does not understand anything. Only zeros and ones are available for us. Only these two I'm supposed to go ahead and take care of it. So see, the thing is that whenever I go and zeros and I'm saying that, okay, I'm having a piece of like the instruction you're giving, you'll say that I'll give a program. Okay. I'll say that I'm having a compiler or a translator. This is your CPU. So this is a CPU, what you're able to take ahead here. Whatever the program you're writing. So if you're saying that I'm going to write A, person B, anything, the thing is that I'm going to go ahead with that with a different approach. See, whenever you write a program, that would be converted by using a translator. There would be a translator which is going to help you to convert your program to zeros and ones to the CPU or whatever the processor you're even using there. So remember that like you write a program, it is getting converted to the zeros and ones. So what am I supposed to do? In which approach am I supposed to go ahead here? Whenever I do with this, I need to make sure that my instruction should be so clear. Okay. My instruction should be so clear that the computer doesn't fumble. In the sense, it don't make a mistake. The software is not making any mistake. So even me being a test engineer, my approach being a test engineer, when I do a scripting, when I go ahead with the scripting, I need to make sure that I'm understanding that, okay, at the end of the day, it is going to get converted only with zeros and ones. Let me make sure that I'm going to create them in a proper structure with that. So this is how you're supposed to understand the way of it. Now, if I'm going ahead here, what is the next one? What I can go ahead with that? The next is that I need to understand the types of softwares which are available for me. Okay, because I know that there's a software, there's a collections of programs is there. Now, how I need to go ahead and understand these types of software? See, there are three types of software what I'm supposed to understand. System software, then the programming software, then the application software. These are the three types of software which are available for me. Once again, why the three? How you're going to go ahead? See, if you say that you're having, now I'll just say that I'm having a software as a main thing. This is a root. Under the main things, you're having three different types. One is a system software. Second is a programming software. The third is an application software. You are having three different types. Here, this system software, programming software always help you in supporting. The main thing, whatever you're going to work is an application software. So remember that the main thing, whatever you're going to work them is an application software. So be aware when you are going to use what type of an software with that. Now, let us go ahead with that. Now, let us understand what all the things I'll be having. Now, first and foremost, the system software example is an operating system. OS, operating system, is an example for system software here. Now, in the systems, in the operating systems also, mainly I have three things. Okay, if I'm saying that I'm having an operating system, if you go ahead and structure them, you have mainly two things you can go ahead. Okay, what are the two things you can go ahead? First is a public operating system. Second one is a private operating system. The common thing. Public in the sense which is accessible to anyone, like every person. Private in the sense it is only for main of them. In the public operating system, I am having three main. First is that I'm going to go with Windows operating system. Second one is that I'm going to go with Mac operating system. Third one is that I'm going to go with Ubuntu operating system. So I'm having one, two, three. Three different operating systems are there, which I'm supposed to know. I'm supposed to have a knowledge on it. So it would be easy for me to go and understand them. Now, if I'm going ahead that, like how I'm going to take care of them. So let me go ahead and put out here. First is a Windows operating system, Mac operating system, and the Linux or Ubuntu operating system. Now, in the Windows operating system, I'm having multiple types. Okay. I'm having first thing is that the difference is 32-bit and 64-bit. What is this basically 32 and 64-bit? How am I trying to understand? Processor. Okay. That is going to be the processor what you're trying to use up here. Now, processor in the sense what? It decides the speed of the computer, which is going to say that how much speed is there, how basically the computer is going to work. I'm going to look ahead with the 32-bit or 64-bit. How I'm supposed to find out that? Okay, just you can go ahead to your whatever this PC is there. Make sure that you're going with the properties section. Okay, once you go ahead to the properties section, you will be able to see what type of an operating system you're using, in the sense processor. So even though if you're Mac operating system user, even though if you're Ubuntu, even though if you're basically the my Windows operating system user, you have the processor types where we will be able to see what type of processor we are trying to use ahead here. Now, the first thing is that, as I said, that is the 32 and 64-bit. Along with that, I'm having multiple types which are existing. Okay, what are those? Those are Windows XP, Windows Vista, then Windows I'm having a 2003, and then I'm having Windows 7, I'm having 8.1, Windows 10, and Windows 11. These are the multiple types of operating system which are available for us in the Windows. Multiple types which are available for me. Now, until 8.1, see 8.17, 2003, XP, Vista, all these are common. Okay, these are the common structure what I'll be able to see. But the thing is that when it comes to 10 and 11, it is different actually. When it comes to 10 and 11, it is different. Till here, it is only the 32-bit or 64-bit. But once you came for Windows 10 and Windows 11, the things got changed. In the 2015, whenever they launched an operating system called as in Windows 10, they gave multiple set of versions which are available for us. So they gave multiple, it is not one or two, there are total 12 versions which are available for us. So, what is a version? How am I supposed to get to know? See, version in the sense where a person, okay, for an example, so I'll say that there is a one version, okay,
Mhm.
same person getting to second version, third version, fourth version, fifth version. So what is happening? A person get on updating by himself or herself by adding a new feature and removing some of the bad features from there, then and there only. So always get to know that whenever we go ahead, whenever particularly we are going ahead with this, versions in the sense it decides like updated new things. So if you are going to test, if you say that I'm going to go ahead and test with that, make sure that you're seeing what version is available. Which version is available, we should be knowing. Because I being a tester, I being a person who is going to test, need to see clearly, need to be getting to know properly that because I might be using Windows 10 21H2. You being a tester, you might be using 22H2. For me, the issue might be arising. For you, the issue might not be arising. So I cannot go and say that, oh, I'm going to just leave like that. I cannot reproduce the issue. No, I need to make sure that whenever I'm taking with that, the proper version need to be checked and it's supposed to be go ahead with that. How to find out the version, Rohit? That is very simple. Use Windows plus R to open your the search run window. Okay. Here you need to type a command called as an winver. What is this winver? Win stands for Windows, ver stands for version. WinVer. Now if I'm going and typing the WinVer here, so it is going to help me to get out of with some couple of information. Even though if it is Windows 10 or Windows 11, it is going to show what is the version available. If you could observe here, see the version is getting mentioned here. So I need to be knowing that what version am I using? What is the version which has been available for us? So it is would be simple, easy, and basically perfect to identify the issues as well for us. So make sure
Yeah.
that when, yeah, please go ahead.
Oh no, I was just considering. Okay.
Yeah, whenever you're going ahead, make sure that you're checking the versions of them. So that's the easy command what I can use with that. Now, next comes the Mac operating system. What is a Mac operating system? How I'll be defining them? The thing is simple. Apple products. Okay. Basically, the Apple products, basically, then they are going to go ahead with the Mac operating system. So remember that this Mac also having couple of versions which are available in the sense that is Intel processor. Okay. Then it is be having particularly ARM 64. Okay, make sure that you are aware of that what type of an processors we are being knowing with that. So in the Mac also there are n number of versions available, but the existing versions as of now is 13, 14, 15. These are the existing versions what we are going to see in the Mac operating systems. The thing is that when I go ahead with Mac operating system, I need to be more sure because the previous versions doesn't support for us. In our particular, whatever the things we are taking care, they won't support the previous versions what we have been taking care of it. So we should be knowing what type of an processor I'm using and what is the version I've been taking care. I should be knowing that. The next thing is that now if I'm supposed to go with Linux operating system, the most underrated and the less used, the Ubuntu or Linux operating system. Here also multiple versions are available or multiple things are going on. Now as of now, the 11 version, like in the sense the supporting softwares for the Linux are the maximum the 11 whenever we see Java. The same way, this operating system is so good. Okay, we tend to forget them, but it is so good and it is easy to go and access with that. So when you say that you are going to work on any projects, any particular ones, you need to make sure that what type of an operating system you're using, you need to be knowing with that. So it would be easy to go ahead and handle them. The next is a programming software. What is a programming software now? How am I supposed to handle the programming software? Whenever I go with programming software, the simple thing is that it is compiler or debugger. So what is a compiler? What is a debugger? See, the thing is that you are going to write a set of instructions. You are going to write a set of queries or any set of code. You want a platform which is going to help you to run those particular instructions, queries, or anything. That is what we call it as and the compiler. So you have a platform which help you to run that code, run the query, run the instruction. That is when you're going to say them as a compiler for us. Then what do you mean by debugger? You have a set of program. So remember that you have a set of program or a query or an instruction you have given. Your program or particular instruction might be having some of the issues in that, where the debugger helps to find out where the issues are there. That is what you call it as a debugger. The best example is a command prompt. Command prompt is the best example whenever I go ahead and say that I'll be using the compiler or the debuggers. So this programming software, the system software are just an example in the sense supporting for us. The main, if you say that, okay, I being a test engineer, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to work on the application, like the projects in the sense where the application software, this application software act as an important. How could I say that? See, application software is having mainly the three types. There are three main types in that. First and foremost is that is web application. Second is that is mobile application. Third is that is desktop application. There are three main different type of application software which is available for us. Where if I'm saying what is in web application, how am I supposed to go ahead with web application? See, web application is mainly is been opened in a browser. Okay, with the help of internet. If you are trying to open any application in a browser with the help of internet, you call them as in the web application. What is a mobile application? See, bro, we can get a question, Rohit. Is that the web application only it is accessible in browser? Like that is what we call as 100%. That is why we are saying as an world wide web application. So a person from any place, now you might be able to access them from X place. I might be able to access an application from Y place. So this applications, whichever is accessible from any place with the help of internet, we call them as and the web application, and it should be opened in browser. Now you might be having a browser in your cell phone also. If you're opening in them, that is what you call as a web application there. Now what is a mobile application? In mobile application also you have two types, that is with internet, that is without internet. See, you might have the Instagram, WhatsApp, Telegram, any number of things. With all this application which are installed in your mobile, they call as in the mobile application. That should be with internet only. If it is with internet only, you're going to access them. Second thing is that without internet. What is this without internet? In the sense you have camera, you have basically the file folder, you have calculator. These are all the applications which are installed in your mobile, but they doesn't require any particular like the internet with them. So this is what you call as in the without internet applications, and those should be installed in your mobile. If they're installed in your mobile, then you can consider them as in the mobile application. Now, then comes the desktop application. Say same here also. That is with internet, then without internet, two of them are there. So now a desktop in the sense PC, laptop, or any computer what you're trying to access them, that is what you call as an desktop application. Here With internet, I'm having many number of, like instance, like the tool called as in Postman, or any tool which required access of internet, you're going to see with that. Without internet, you have Paint application, now you have Notepad application, all of them without the internet also, I would be able to access them. So remember that three types. One is a web application, second one is a mobile application, third one is a desktop application. You have a three different type of application which is going to help you to work in any particular areas. Now, if I'm noting them, web application, second one is a desktop application, okay, third one is a mobile application. You have three difference. So whichever the company, whatever the project, wherever you go, okay, wherever you go ahead with that, you are going to get any one of the project. And it is not that, okay, I'm going to say that I'll be only working on web applications, I'll be only working on desktop, not like that. You'll be keep on getting new things. Okay, you should be able to go ahead, work on them in a very simple way. So it would be easy for you to go ahead and take care of it. Now, if I'm going for the further now, what is the next thing what we're supposed to know? See, we got to know what do you mean by the different types of software and what is the things. Now, if I'm going further, the main thing is that what do you mean by software testing? The main concept, the main area what I'm supposed to focus now. The software testing is an activity. It is an activity to detect and identify. So it is a job for me. That is why they have been hiring for me. It is an activity to detect and identify the defects in the software. So always remember that how you are going to go ahead, what is the we are going to take care of it. So why they have been hiring me? What is the use of when they have been taking care of me? You could observe here, it is a job. It is a search. You need to search where is the problem is that. You are supposed to identify them. So Rohit, like basically I'm searching them. What is there to identify? See, always the errors doesn't come from only one particular person or just saying that, okay, only developers did the mistake, only testers did the mistake. Not like that. There are n number of areas where the mistakes can come up, where there are n number of areas that can be a problems. What are those? How are you going to go ahead with that? First and foremost, remember that hardware issue, network issue. There might be some basically backend issue. There might be due to some like from the testers issue, developer issue, DevOps engineer issue. Many numbers of people can give up issues up here. So I should be knowing, I should be aware of that basically who has been able to get this mistake in the sense who is doing this mistake. Like I need to go in and find out that every time we cannot go and say that, oh, developer is doing a mistake, I'm going to just going to point out them. No, it is not possible for us. So we should be knowing, we should be aware of that when what type of mistakes is supposed to be taken care. Now, okay, detect is fine, identify is one. What is this defects in the sense? How am I trying to understand the word called as in defects? See, if I'm using the word called as in defects, very simple. Okay, but if I need to go over about the defects, I need to go and understand the different categorization of mistakes as well. Let me list them here. So, what is an error? So, the simple explanation, error is a human or machine made mistake. Error is a human or machine made mistake. I am not specifying to any one person here. I'm saying that either it might be human mistake or it might be machine made mistake. Any one person can do. So whomsoever is there to put that particular person, we call as an error. First time, initial time mistake, we call them as an human or machine made mistake here. Now, what do you mean by defects then? So observe here an issue found by the testing team yet to be accepted by the development team. So we call them as the defect. So what am I specifying here? What I'm just mentioning here? I'm just saying that a issue found by testing team. Yes, we are the testers. We have been founding of the issues there. But until and unless it has been accepted. See, somebody should accept the issues, right? like the developer doesn't accept every time, there will be one scenario based question here. What if the developer doesn't agree the issue you have raised? Okay, so this is a scenario based question. So how I'm supposed to answer to this? How am I supposed to go and take care of it? Simple. First and foremost, we'll try to reproduce the issue. Okay, reproduce the issue in the sense means what? We'll try to recreate the issue once again. We'll show to the developer. Second, provide more proof. Proof in the sense basically it might be images, it might be the videos, or it might be the logs. Let me show you how to capture the logs also. No need to worry. If this two doesn't work, the next thing is that escalate to manager. We cannot keep on waiting. We cannot keep on saying that, okay, I'm going to wait. I'm going to say that I'm going to take care of them. No, it is not possible. We cannot keep on doing with them. The only thing I'm supposed to know is that, okay, if this doesn't work, I'm having all the valid proof. I'm having all the proper details where I can go and escalate to them. I can take care of it. So the defects, there would be a time where the developer doesn't agree. And the second thing is that there is a time as well where the engineers, we test engineers also wouldn't be correct. So we should be aware of that. We cannot go and say every time that, okay, I'm only correct. Okay, I'm only taking the proper things. No, it is not possible. I need to make sure that I need to be knowing that how to handle them. Now, if I'm going ahead with the bug, what is a bug? Simple. If they accept it, you call it as a bug accepted by dev. So once they accepting it, you are categorizing as the bug here. So the defect is different, bug has been different for us. What is a failure now? How am I supposed to understand the concept about failure? See, if I'm supposed to understand about the concept called as failure, once delivered to customer and it's not working proper. So you might have been delivering any piece of software to customer. Let us take an example of Chandrayana 2. Okay, so if I'm just going ahead here, see we have a prototype called as in Chandrayana. Okay, we have Chandrayana 1. Okay, we had Chandrayana 2. Okay, and we had the Chandrayana 3 here. I just putting up an example. Okay, Chandrayana was one as a great success for us. Chandrayana 2 went on. Okay, we were trying to almost the last minute, around 2 to 3 minutes, where it did not work as per the expectation. What happened actually? There was a mid blast was happening that where it did not work properly. We consider them as an the failure here. So what is happening? Once you deliver to customer, you're delivering a piece of software to the customer and it is not working properly. So at this time, you are going to consider them as in the failure. Okay. Now, Rohit, in this particular scenario, what might be the one question I can expect? So here one more scenario based will come. The thing is that they're going to say that if you have tested a feature and it has failed in customer end. So from the customer end, you could see that some failure might have been happened. How you are going to handle with them? So you're supposed to handle them, right? So that is very important for us to know with that. So remember that you should be knowing that here you cannot just go and say that, oh, I'm going to just accept it. It's only my fault. No, it is not like that. Don't do like that. So you're supposed to go with 5W1H1. See, 5W1H policy. It is simple. It is not something formula. 5H in the sense why, what, when, okay, where, okay. You're supposed to go ahead with that. Then 1H in the sense how. You're supposed to figure out, oh, what is happening, how it has been happening, why it has been happening, who is responsible for this, okay, when it has been happening. Every set of, if you're taking care of them, it would be easy for you to identify why it has gone with the failure here. Okay, failure, it always comes. We are supposed to identify, we are supposed to handle them, we are supposed to take care of them. But the thing is that I need to be knowing, I need to be aware of that. How, when, why, who, what, everything I'm supposed to identify and handle them. So the one more scenario based question, what I can expect in the sense, you have delivered a software, there might be a critical things what it can be going ahead there. The client has been not okay with that. How you are going to handle also, we need to take care of this. Now, let us go ahead to the next concept. What is that? A product versus project. What is a product? What is a project? A simple thing, a basic definition. Now we'll say that, okay, we have a two things. Okay, I'll just say that I'm having a one particular difference like this. Okay, we'll just say that now Rohit is going, okay, Rohit is going to a tailor. Okay, he's saying that he need a piece of cloth like by saying like this. Okay, he'll say that I have a specific requirement. I want a piece of cloth like this only, where there should be this much of length, this much of width, this much of height. Rohit is giving a specific requirement to the tailor now. So the tailor Anna is there. He's going to take all the requirement based on the Rohit interest, whatever is there, everything. Okay, there comes one more. So Rohit is going to go with a shopping complex. Let us say that Rohit is going to a shopping complex called as in Zudio. Okay, where they are going to sell n number of cloths with that. If you could observe here, there is a one cloth, second cloth, third cloth, fourth, fifth, sixth. See, they did not go ahead. They did not say that it is been created only for Rohit. No, this was only for a single person called as in Rohit. It was only for him. But this was for completely n number of people who can access. Even Rohit can go ahead and access. Even a person called as in Ramesh can go ahead and access. A person called as in Dikshit also can go ahead and access. It can be to any person. But here it was meant for only one person who was supposed to take care here. Now, if I am giving us clean definitions about it, okay, if I'm putting them in a simple way. Now, the product is a market requirement. It is basically the market requirements. Now, project is a customer requirement. It is basically the customer, one specific customer. One customer is saying that, okay, I need like this, I need to take care like this. That is a project. So product is this market. It is not meant for one person. It is not meant for any one single customer there. It is meant for the complete market, what they've been focusing up there. Now, if I could go ahead, see, commonly project-based organizations are many number of organizations are there. Okay, what are the things? So we call them as in service-based also. Even product-based also pull up couple of service-based. Now, if I'm going ahead here, TCS, Infosys, all of these are service-based organization. Product-based organizations are Meta. Then you go with basically the HP, Hewlett Packard. Then you go with Amazon. These are all the product-based. They have their own product. With the help of this, they are going to make sure that they're taking care of this. So whenever you get an opportunity, it is very important for us to explore both product culture and the both product project culture, because from organization to organization, the culture is going to change a lot for us. Now, let me go ahead to the next one. See, we have been saying that, okay, we need to have a good quality. We'll say that, oh, this is a test engineer job, everything. First and foremost, factors that decide the quality of a software. I need to know, right? Because now, for an example, I might be having n number of persons. We'll say that there is a food. Okay. There are three persons. One person, two person, three person. I'll just take four persons now. See, this is a person one. This is a person two. This is a person three. This is a person four. Now, you might have given a food to four people here. Now, person one will say that very good. This was so good. Person two will say that, oh my God, it was just an average for me. Person three will say that, okay, okay. Okay. Person will four will say that very bad. See, humans are tend to give a different opinions. That is why we call it as in humans. There is no second thought about it. There is no second like mistake also about with them. But you cannot go ahead the same way in technical aspect, right? The technicality is different. You cannot say that for one person the software is good, for one more person the software is not good. We cannot go and do that. We want to have couple of factors which is going to decide, which is going to say that, okay, this is a good software, this is not a good software. What are those? How I'm supposed to go ahead and take care of them? There are mainly five factors.
I'm
First,
sorry.
yeah, go ahead, please.
Sometimes there will be like this, right? In few softwares, I mean, all the employees won't have the equal access. Some would have the advanced access, and some would have the limited access for
Hmm.
that. So
Hmm.
in that also, it might be a glitch, or no, or everyone should be having the same software access.
No, it cannot be a glitch because these things are based on the authorization what they're having. Because there would be a junior engineer, senior engineer, manager, where we cannot provide the access to each and every engineer in every level. So that won't be a glitch. That won't be only the authorization level what we have been providing to them. So if they really want to have couple of access, they want to give the justification. They need to see that why I require this access only upon the approval of the managers or whomsoever responsible, then the access would be given to
Okay.
them. Okay. Now, what are the factors that decide the quality of a software? See, now, first and foremost is a bug-free software. The most common thing, the basically we are going to go ahead, we are going to get mistake of this most of the time. Most of the time, the mistake happen is that. So, how much percent of bug-free product we can give? So, the thing is that whenever we ask anyone, they'll say that I'm going to give 100% bug-free. Technically, it is not possible. Let us speak about the technicality here. Okay. When we speak about the technicality, it is very easy for us to go ahead and understand it. The main thing is that I can give maximum 99% of bug-free product. Maximum of 99% of bug-free product. Even though if you go with any particular technical experts or anybody, nobody is going to say that I'm going to give you 100%. It is not possible for us. Second thing is that here you might get a question in interview. They can ask that, okay, I'm supposed to hire you. I'm supposed to go and take care of particular your position. Can you assure me how much percentage of bug free? As I'm saying once again, never say it as 100%. It is not possible for us to give a 100% bug free product. It is not at all possible. Let us make sure that whenever we are going ahead here, let us give in a proper output here. So if you want to replicate, you could see any of the advertisements which has been coming in our commercials. It might be detergents. It might be any such of other things. They'll say that this is going to kill 99% of bug free. It is going to kill 99% of germs. This is going to kill 99% of bacteria. Why is that nobody is going to claim that 100%? Why is that nobody is going and coming and saying that? Because it is not possible. We are all humans. We all took in particularly in the human way only. So I need to be knowing that in what approach I would be giving there. Second thing is that meet deadlines. Okay, you can saying that meet deadlines or you can say that on-time delivery. So Rohit, why is that on-time delivery is very important? See, it shows the punctuality, consistency, and the cleanness of a delivery. The thing is very simple. If you are bug-free product, automatically on-time delivery will happen. It is chained. One to one, it is changed here. If it is bug-free, then you can go and say that I'm going to deliver on time, or else it is hard to go and do the on-time delivery. Third thing is that is within budget. Rohit, is that budget is a main constraint for us as well? Yes, absolutely. See, you are going to have the couple of tools. You are going to have multiple number of softwares which are available. N number of things are available for us. So if I want to go ahead and handle them, if I want to go ahead and take care of them, there is a certain budget allotted. When there is a bug free is not there, huge number of errors. Automatically on-time delivery won't happen. Automatically the budget would be overshooting for us. So the thing is that everything is interconnected for us. And the last but not least is meets customer expectation. So it is all about customer expectation. Now, everybody has an expectation. Now, for an example, if I'm opening any website, I'll say that, okay, let me open a website here. I'll say that I'm having a website called as a demo web shop here. Okay. Now, the customer who was trying to deal with this, the product what they were trying to create, they have a set of expectation. They told that I want a login link here. They have told that I want a remember me checkbox here. That is a customer expectation what you're trying to see. They have a set of expectation. They have a set of things what they've already defined here. And so whenever you're going ahead, you need to make sure that you are meeting the customer expectation. When the customer expectations are met, it is easy for us to give a proper deliveries. So whenever, if any person saying that I'm supposed to have a good quality of a software, they're going to see the basic requirements like this. If they are satisfied, if they're okay, then we can go ahead and say that my particular software is of a good way. Then why the software aspects? Main thing is that because I need to know, if I don't know where the loophole, if I don't know where the problem is, it would be hard for us to find out the mistake for us. Now, first and foremost, what are the things I'm going to look out here? See, complexity. What do you mean by complexity? Toughness or the hardness. In the sense, we'll just take, we all passed out with a couple of colleges, universities, right? We used to have a subject, okay, where the subject was not okay for us. We used to have the complexity. We used to feel that, oh my God, what is this? How am I able to attend them? How am I able to take care of them? The same way, there might be some technology, there might be some tools which might feel stuck for us, which might feel very hard for us, or it might be out of the scope of the knowledge what we are trying to understand. At that time, automatically, there would be more number of bugs. Remember that at that particular time, automatically there would be more number of bugs for us. Second thing is that communication, a very important factor, which can either reduce your all of the bugs or which can particularly bring n number of bugs for us. So remember that it is can be basically n number of bugs can be more or n number of bugs can be less for us. So how could this decide that whether it is having more bugs or not? We'll just say that now for an example, okay, there's a project manager. For a project manager, there is a client who is being given an update. The project manager is supposed to make sure that he or she has been passing the information to the technical leads and the team leader. Two-person is there. So there are two-person who is supposed to take care. Now these people, what they're supposed to do, they're supposed to make sure that they're distributing the information to a number of people here. So this is a chain. Now, the client has given us some basic information to this number of people. Okay. The n number of people they have given the information. So whenever I'm going ahead with that, when I'm taking care, now for an example, whenever the client has given an information to project manager, he or she has given you 100% of information to them. So whenever we going ahead here, if this person or any person in any layer, if they're not properly communicating or if they're not properly giving you particular the information, then it would be, okay, it would be basically the biggest problem for us. So always make sure that, okay, in the organization, in the way we are handling them, let it be in a proper communication structure. Always use emails. That is a very important one, which is going to act as a proof as well, which is going to make sure that it is going to help us in a very greater way. So the communication is a greatest particular platform, either which can convert your things into a proper output or as an improper output as well. Okay. So the thing is that now if I'm going to the next one, that is a programming errors. Okay. That is a programming errors. What do you mean by programming? See, whenever I say some programming, what we're going to do, we're going to always say that, or the conclusion what we would be coming up that we'll say that, okay, that is a developer. See, we'll say that, right? Oh, developer is the major one who do the programming. Let us take it simple. See, when we say that programming, keep in mind that nowadays, not nowadays, most of the time, the developers, testers, even the DevOps engineers also put up some queries on that. They are going to take care of it. Now, the equal amount, developers also putting equal amount, the testers also putting equal amount of programming. Okay, remember that? Particularly, both of them are putting the same effort to give a greater output. So, developer is going to develop the scripts, in the sense, the coding. The tester is going to develop the scripts to test them. So, both of them are responsible to go ahead and say that particularly how the things has been taken ahead, how the things has been go hand ahead with that. So we should be knowing that if I say as an programming error, both are responsible. So remember that both are responsible, and we are also equally responsible to create an errors with that, with the scripting with that. Okay, so that is the one. So if I'm going ahead with that, okay, now the next one here. So how would I be particularly going with the next one? That is the or I can just say in this particular approach. Okay, so let me just go ahead with this. The next thing is that is change of requirement. Okay, the too much of change of requirement. So what is the change of requirements, in the sense how I'm going to understand here the change of requirement? See, now as I'm saying that particularly, I'll say that I'm having a piece of cloth. Okay, let us just assume that there is a shirt like this. Okay, we'll just assume that this is what the shirt Rohit has told to give and stitch now. Now, what would happen in the sense, there are n number of times. Keep on mind that there are n number of times. What is going to happen in this? Customer will come and say that they doesn't want the full half. So remember that they doesn't want the full half. Now, okay, we'll change and give. Once again, they'll say that I doesn't want a collar like this. I want a Chinese collar. Okay, see, I'm just doing a rewriting here. You just keep on observing the number of changes. Next, they'll say that I want buttons like this. Okay, I want basically some changes here. See, when you keep on doing n number of changes, what is going to happen? The thing is that too much, the frequent change of requirement again and again, it is going to cause you n number of bugs. It is like a checklist what you're going to say that, because when you keep on changing again and again and again, at the end of the day, the bugs are in a highest way. Remember that the bugs are in the highest way. So we should be always aware that, okay, what type of a requirement they keep on changing, which can lead us to the more number of bugs here. So please be aware and get to know that that is the main one. The last but not least is that lack of skilled tester. Okay, the main, very important, major thing, a very, very major thing is that lack of a skilled tester. How you are going to say that the lack of skilled tester, or who is going to be the lack of skilled tester here? See, whenever we say some tester, always keep in mind if you're saying that I'm being a tester, let me go ahead with the two things. One is a normal tester. I'll just keep them normal tester. I'm not disrespecting anyone. Let us just put in normal tester and skilled tester. Who are these? How we are going to go ahead with that? See, normal test is a person who has a good amount of knowledge, who is going to say that, yes, I'm going to work based on the projects what I'm getting. This is the normal tester. Skill tester is going to get updated with the day-to-day trends. That might be AI, that might be with new tools, that might be with any other technologies. They'll try to implement all of their new learnings into the projects what they've been taking care. So remember that into the projects what they've been taking care, they'll make sure that they are going to find out more amount of errors with that. Okay, more in the sense when you are having a skill tester, or when you focus to become a skill tester, it would be easy. It would be very simple for you to define how the things are being taken care of. So these are the reasons. So remember that these are all the reasons why the software has the more amount of bugs. So if we know these fundamentals, it would be easy for us to go ahead and take care. Now, let us go to the next one. What is that basically? About the domain. What do you mean by domain? How we are going to understand the word called as in domain? Or what is the way I'm going to take care about it? Whenever I say the word called as in domain, it is simple. the area of expertise or the area of knowledge what I'm trying to hold here. See, there are n number of domains which are available for us. There is a e-commerce domain. There is a basically the finance domain. If I'm saying that finance domain, e-commerce domain, then comes the insurance domain. Okay, then comes basically like I can go with IoT domain. N number of domains are there, which is going to define what area you have been working. In the sense, now I might say that okay, I'm having an application. What I'll do, let me take an application called as an ICICI Insurance. I'm having an application called as an ICICI Insurance. Okay, fine. I'll go ahead here. I'll just say that HDFC Insurance. So did the application, like if something is going to change? No, it's only about that whatever the things we are taking ahead in the sense, whatever the applications is going, the companies is going to change for me. That is the main thing. It's apart from that, nothing is going to change for me. But I need to know that this is also application related to the insurance. This is also application related to the insurance. Now, the understanding is that it is about the area of work what I'm trying to expect here. Okay, it's the area of work. So what all the applications which are all are related to the same understanding or the same knowledge, we call them as in the domains. So domains, it's of area. What area is there? Okay, what type of an expertise is there? So we are going to go ahead with that. So initial days until the 5 years, there's no such worries to go and say that, okay, I'm supposed to work on this domain. Not like in the initial days, it is fine. But going further, if I'm saying that, okay, I need to go ahead and build my career in A, B, C, X, Y, Z area, I need to specify, I need to say that in which particular domain I have worked. So they are going to ask that. They're going to say that, okay, have you worked on this domain? Have you taken care of expertise in this domain? Because as the experienced people are there, as the people are who are experienced, they need to be knowing that and good amount of knowledge on XYZ or ABC areas with that. So this is how the domain knowledge would be given to us. Okay. So the next thing is that is basically about the team structure. So what is a team structure, what we are going to speak about this, or what is the way we are going to take care about it? See, we'll have a number of teams available. Okay, I'll say like whenever we go ahead, right? We cannot go and say that, okay, only there is a one particular tester or only the developer is available. Both of them is going to get a software for us. No, it is not like that. Okay, it is not at all possible for us to understand like that. Whenever we go ahead that there, if you say that, okay, there's a one project that need to be created, under this project n number of people will be coming. That might be the project team, okay, that might be the business analyst team, okay, that might be basically the developer team, testing team, there can be DevOps team. N number of people would be available for us to collaborate and make our job so successful for us. Now if I'm going back here, or if I'm just giving you the more clarity about them by just putting up one by one, let us go and speak about it. So we'll just say that project structure, or like the team members, let us say as in team members. So first and foremost is that we'll have a project management team. So here, as I've been mentioning initially also, either you might have a project manager or you might be having a project coordinator, any one particular. So project manager or project coordinator would be any one person who would be responsible with us. The thing is that what's their job role, what they're supposed to do. Say they're going to make sure that they're going to help us in such a way that, okay, the thing is that to run the team smoothly, to run the teams very smoothly, they're going to take care about it. So here in this particular ways, there in a couple of companies, you are going to find a particular person, he or she, both of them. It might be project manager. As I said, couple of companies might be saying that we're going to have a person named called as an project coordinator who is going to help us with that. Then comes the business team. So when I say as a business team, it is not that the person who do the sales. Sales team is different, business team is different. Business teams, basically you have a business analyst, okay, then you have, or a product owner. The names are a bit of different, but the roles and responsibilities are almost same, but couple of times the product owners in the agile methodologies has going to play a good amount of role with that. These persons, what is their job to do? What are they supposed to go ahead with that? See, their main job is to make sure that, or their main focus is to make sure that they are focusing towards collecting the, remember that, towards collecting the requirements, in the sense technical requirement they're focusing to collect here. The main job is to go ahead and take care of that. So this person, it can be he or she, who's responsible to collect the technical information for us. This next person, see, that would be software architects. So, like, not every companies prefer to own them. Some of them doesn't have the bandwidth to own them because they are the experienced. They have a good amount of knowledge with that. So it is hard to find with them. The software architects, okay, there will be some separate, like software architect, network architect, like separate architects would be there who give a layout, who give a map for us, okay, how the things need to be done, how the things is supposed to be taken care. They're going to lay a map for us. So n number of companies owns them, in the sense hires them. Some of them wouldn't be hiring them. Most of them would be minimum 15 plus of years experience. Minimum 15 plus of years of experience we could expect from the software architects, and their contribution is also so good. Their contribution is so good that they make sure that they give us good amount of technologies information. They give a good bandwidth of the understanding for us. So it is always, as a tester, we always should be going ahead, give an interaction between with them as well. Whenever we go and interact with them, right? So it would be easy. It would be very easy for us to build the things in a proper way for us. Now, the next thing is that there comes the developer team, or I can say the developing team. So what is this developing team? See, you will have a front-end developer. Okay, you will have a back-end developer. If both are combined, we call them as a full stack developer. Full stack developer. Where did this go? It is come. Full stack developer. So it depends. I'm saying that it depends. So basically, you will going to find out the person who's going to just develop the front end. There are the person who's going to just develop the back end, and there are person who's going to develop both also. That is called as an full stack developers. So you should be knowing, you should be aware of that, what type of a developers are in your team, and a good communication. Okay, a good bandwidth between the developers help you to get your work, recognize your work, understand the product or the project what you're working with. It is very, very simple. It is very important for us to go ahead with that. Now, the next thing is that is testing team. A very important team, a main team for us who are trying to take care about this. Here, see, you might find a test manager. Okay, you might find a test lead, you might find a senior test engineer. Okay, you might find a junior test engineer, you might find a test, many number of people. All of our job, everybody's our job is to make sure that we bring the best here. Okay, we need to bring the quality. See, none of us can assure, okay, we cannot say that, okay, I'm going to give you 100% of quality. We cannot do that. It is not at all possible to do like that. What am I supposed to do? What I'm supposed to take care here? Whenever their roles, okay, each of their roles is different. Each of them is going to make sure that their roles is being taken care with that. So we should be aware, we should be knowing that what type of a team we have been handling here. Next is DevOps team.
Like uh,
Good.
all the roles for the testing team, like all of them do the same work.
No,
The manager, the lead.
no, absolutely not. So if
Oh.
I'm going ahead to give you more clarification, so it sometimes depends. Okay, so test manager, test lead, senior test engineer, junior test engineer. There are four different people. So, but in the organization, you might go and differ also, in the sense you might find as in different roles as well. See, commonly the junior test engineer job would be almost most of the time the execution part. The
Mhm.
execution would be taken care most of the time with the help and the guidance of the senior test engineer. So senior test engineer is going to help, guide, create a script, work on them, and take care about it. These two major time of the time they are going to work on the execution and creation of the scripts and the parts. Where test lead is going to help us in creation of the test plan, help us in going ahead with the test data handling, and majorly handling all the test deliverables. And when it comes to the test manager, who make sure that who adhere the process of the complete testing. It is like what type of an protocol, what type of an input, how you're supposed to go ahead, quality is being taken care. Everybody, based on their role, they're going to go ahead and play the different process here. As your experience go ahead with that, the execution part is a bit of less for them, but to make sure that they're bringing a good quality, to make sure that they're having a greatest output, we are going to look ahead in this. So different roles are different, the responsibilities are different, and the same way their pay scale also would be different. I hope this is fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if I'm coming to the DevOps engineer, one of the important, see, even we as an engineers who act, also we work with the DevOps engineers so closely. Why? In the sense, okay, manual approach is fine. I'm going to say that I'm going to take care of them in a very simple. When I go with automation approach, there's an action called as in CI/CD, called as in continuous integration, continuous development, where we use a couple of tools called as in Jenkins. Okay, we have a particular GitHub repositories where I'm supposed to take ahead with them. Now, if I, because they nowadays the engineers, they're going to ask in the job recruitment also, they're going to ask that do you have the DevOps experience, in the sense, do you have an understanding of them? So what does this actually DevOps engineers do? Let us keep it simple. I'll say that there is a three different plates in the sense what we used to have the food. This is a, for an example, A person plate, B person plate. We'll say that Rohit is a client now, in the sense who came to have the food. This person is cooking. The person is cooking the food. Once the food has been cooked, the food would be put to the B person plate. What they're trying to do, from here to here, they're trying to put to the B person plate. So here, what happened? Cooking was done. Okay, here what happened? It was tasted. Whether it is good, whether it is not good, it would be tasted here. Okay, once it is done. Remember that once they did everything, now they're presenting to the customer or the client here. See, if you just resemble them with the development, testing, and the production. Okay, and the production. So what is supposed to happen from once everything is done, if you want to push the code to the production, where the DevOps engineer is going to play a very important role. Their job is important. Their role is important. They need to make sure that their things have been taken care properly. So remember that we as an engineers also need to understand the flow here. I need to know, because I cannot say that I'm going to just have a normal application. I'm going to test them in a just normal way. No, not at all. It is not possible. It is not good as well if you're going ahead in that approach. You need to understand the flow. You need to understand how the things are taken care, how the flows are go ahead with that, so that it would be easy for us to take care of the things. So it should be very, very clear for us when we are going with the DevOps engineers. Now, this DevOps engineers, they have a senior DevOps engineers. Okay, they have a junior DevOps engineers who is going to play a role for us. Then comes the database team. See, not every company wants a separate database in the project. Based on the budget they're going to have, you have a database administrator, database engineer. Based on the type of engineer available, you're going to look into that. So their role is to make sure that they play a great amount of role, where they give the good amount of data handling. Okay, whenever you handle a millions of data, you have million, one not one or not two. It is a million, like 10 lakh, 2 lakh, 20 lakh, 40 lakh, like this of millions of data when you're handling. That would be basically the database team is going to take care of it. Then automatically you have a network team support and put as a technical team. Okay, there are n number of people. I'm not leaving anybody. There are n number of people who is going to be important here, who is going to play a role for us. So it would be easy for us to contribute and get an output for us. So the thing is that we should be knowing, we should be particularly going ahead with that when I'm working. Okay, when I'm going and taking care of that, this all people's input, this all people's working structure is very important for us to know here. Now, the next thing is that, see, we all got to know what is the team members who are available. We got to know what are the different domains available. We got to know why the software has bugs. What are the factors that decide the quality of a software? Okay, product and project. Okay, what is a bug? What type of scenario-based question I'll get? What is the software testing? Everything we got to know. Whenever we started testing, whenever we go ahead at testing. Okay, let us keep it very simple thing to understand. Okay, I'll say that yes, I need to test. Yes, I need to go ahead with that. First and foremost, a tester should always raise questions for us. Whenever you raise a questions, remember that it is going to help you to get a good amount of clarity. First thing. Second thing is that always remember that. Okay, ask for proof, in the sense you say that there might be a client issue or anything with that. In a polite way, make sure that let us go and ask what is an issue, how it is been there, how it is supposed to be taken care. This is supposed to be, go ahead with that. Third thing is that it is not manual testing, it is just a manual approach and a automation approach for us. It is an approach what I'm trying to go ahead with. So I'll say that I need to test an application. I'll say that, okay, I need to go ahead and test an application. What is an understanding of an application I need to know? See, an application always divided into three areas. One is presentation area. One is application area. Third is a database area. Three things are there. What is presentation area? Where you are able to see them. Now, if you could observe here, okay, if I'm just coming back here, see this. This isn't particularly, let me bring it here. If you could observe here, this is basically the presentation area, what you're able to see. Just directly, what it is visible for us. If it is visible for us, we call them as in presentation areas for us. So, if I want to resemble with a human being, as I said, I will resemble with human being. So, if you want to identify Rohit, how you're going to identify? You're saying that you can identify with eyes. You'll say that how much height, how much weight, okay, what type of color, okay, what type of a dress he is wearing. With all this factor, you're able to identify a person. The same way, if you want to identify, if you say that, yes, I need to make sure that I'm testing an application in the front end presentation area, you're going to go with either manual approach or either you're going with automation approach. And based on the type of application, see, if it is a web application, you're going to choose Java plus Selenium. If it is mobile application, you'll say that I'm going to choose APM. Types of and tools are different when it comes to types of and applications. Next, that is an application area. See, as we say that every human is having an internal organs. You cannot say that, okay, I'll see that internal organs. I'm going to particularly take care of them. I'm going to go ahead with that. Okay, it is not possible. Okay, it is not at all possible with that. Okay, the thing is that if you want to go ahead and handle them, what is going to happen? Like for an example, a person might be having some XYZ organ problem. You cannot say that I'm going to take them to a general surgeon, or I cannot go and do with that. You need to specifically take to a prescribed doctor who has a prescribed particular equipments where they can test. Same here. See, if you want to test the main areas, the where the main coding is being written, the application area, you are going to go with API testing. Okay, to perform this, you can go ahead with Postman tool, which is I can use them for manual approach also. I can use the rest assured for the automation approach also. So it is like what type of tool you're using. Now, see, Rohit is speaking. Rohit cannot by heart anything. Rohit cannot say that I'm going to keep a book and I can read with that. No, it is not possible. What it is going to have, the information is supposed to be stored, as every person is having a brain. Same way, every particular application will be having a database. Okay, database where the data has been stored by using the SQL, or also called as an SQL language. SQL, or also called as an SQL language, we are going to test. So whenever you say these are functional, apart from non-functional, we have performance testing, security testing, many. If you want to say that I want to be a good amount of tests, I'm saying good in the sense where you have a scope in the market, you are going to make sure that you're focusing on all of these areas. So it would be easy for you to test the application from one end to another end. So if I want to test, if I want to go ahead, if I want to perform, it is like one by one, and it is all interlinked from post like presentation to application, application to database. These are interlinked for us in this approach format. So when you start testing approach, only manual approach and automation approach, and see, manual approach cannot be overridden in the sense, if anybody saying that, oh, as n number of automation tools has came, okay, I'm using the AI, everything is there, oh, the manual approach is going to go away. Not at all, 100% not possible. Okay, manual approach is required, manual testing is supposed to be taken care, manual testing would be done. Automation testing or automation approach, it is used for time saving. Okay, reusability, so it can help me to go and perform the task again and again. I'll be going with the automation approach. This is how we are going to go ahead and decide what type of testing, how I'll do, what is the approach we'll go ahead, what is the things we'll take care, we'll be looking ahead. Okay, so
This is